This year we're going on to Peru and then next year to Paris. But that very first one in Copenhagen was freezing. And the person who was outside singing to a mass crowd, not as large as this one, but it was pretty big, was Angelique Kidjo. And she joins us here in slightly lighter wear.
Oh, you said it all. We were freezing that day or what? But we were determined to make the message of climate change heard for the Danish people, because they are really on the forefront of this. They understand what it is because their country is also at danger. And I'm so happy to be here today. I've flown in yesterday just to be sure that I make it here, because everything evolved around the climate. If you don't have an earth, there's no concert, there's no you, there's no me. There's no future for our children. We need, and what is interesting today for me to see in New York is the young generation coming in to march with us, and very young age to older, which means that we are already preparing the next generation to continue this fight for them to have a future and the generation that follows to have a future. So it's everybody's responsibility, as much as you and me standing here doing it since Copenhagen, to make sure that the leaders of this world hear it.
Angelique Kidjo, you're a singer, you're an Oxfam ambassador as well. You're constantly explaining climate change, but for those who would say, well, if it was freezing in Copenhagen, that proves there's no global warming.
Well, global warming is not only talking about heat. He's talking about extreme cold. I mean, the extreme cold that never exists in the month they existed. At the time when Copenhagen, even the Danish people were like, we've never seen this cold ever in this month of years. So it's not only heat, it's not only cold, it's the balance of the ecosystem that we are playing with that is a danger for us. Whoever lived in New York know how Sandy was devastating for us. And Sandys, bigger than Sandys, are coming if we do nothing.
Where were you born?
I was born in Benin, West Africa, and raised there. And every time I go back, all the time I hear from the women that sell their goods in the market how hard it is for them to have more and more goods to sell, because the climate is changing and the tomato don't ripe on the same time. The corn don't. I mean, it's just like non-stop. Who are paying the price of climate change? The women of Africa. They are the ones that cook the food. They are the ones that make the balance between the family, the community, and their own children. And the scarcity of food is also linked to climate change. How are we going to feed the next generation? Agriculture is becoming more and more complicated. We have so much drought. We don't have the food that we need, enough food to sustain our life.
Is there any chance you could sing a song a cappella for our viewers and listeners all over the country and all over the world?
Well, probably.
Maybe if you look,
we'll do that.
We'll look into this camera.
Okay.
And here's the microphone. You can hold it.
So I will sing the first song I sang when I was 6 years old, where we used the drum to invite everybody to come and listen to a message and to be part of that message and to be part of the change. So it goes like this. Thank you so much.
Tell us what that is Angelique Kidjo, the inimitable Angelique Kidjo, in a free performance here on the streets of Central Park. In fact, you are going to be performing down at 11th Avenue, right?
Yeah, 36th and 11th at the Oxfam food truck.
At what time?
At 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m. Oh, so tell us what the words meant.
The word means that the drums of all morality and of all rules of law and the rule of morality and for human being is calling all of us together, not to worry about the problems, but to worry about how we find the solution for it. That everybody's part of it. It does not matter how rich or poor you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. Gather together. Listen to this drum that counts everybody in, that is colorless. The sound of it is colorless, nationless. It's just about us as human family, how we use what nature gives us to prevail.
Could I be greedy and ask for one more?
Well, you want one more? I'll give you one more. A thinking one. Blewe, blewe, blewe mianda kwelo, blewe mianda kwelo, blewe. Gaga po manyona sonlio, blewe blewe po manyona sonlio la doa sikwe datata, blewe. Mau se gomiere ya kwena mia gomenya o tipe sine miere ya kwena mia gomenya o mina uncho mi dogbera mina uncho mi dogbera bueno kaka mia poase kwebenyo bueno kaka mia poase kwebenyo mle uye mia da kwelo Bleu mianda kwelo bleu.
Tell us what that song said.
I say quietly, tenderly, and respectfully, I thank everybody that comes today to give their voice, to participate. And I wish them well on the way of going back because they were welcoming in here. That what we're doing for Earth cannot be harmful. So therefore, I wish for each single person here today to go back home safely.
Well, Angelica Joe, I thank you so much for being with us, singing to the helicopters buzzing overhead and to the tens of thousands of people who are here, maybe hundreds of thousands, we will see.
Well, that's what Earth gave me. Earth gave me the voice, Mother Nature gave me the voice. And as my mom and the traditional musicians in my country say, they always say it's not yours to keep. It's yours to share and to empower people to take lead in their own life and to transform the world they live in.
Well, thank you, Angelique, for transforming ours.
Thank you so much, Amy.
Angelica Joe, she'll be at 36 and 11 at 2 o'clock. She'll be singing at the other end of this march. People are marching from Columbus Circle, from Central Park West, all the way up from 80th, and I can still see down dozens of streets. You never see the end of this march. It's the largest People's Climate March in history. It's one of the largest political gatherings ever in this country.